Here's a question flooding my inbox. Dr. Bismah, is CBD safe for my kidneys? And I have a different answer that might surprise you. Because yes, I do use specialized hemp extracts with certain patients at the Holistic Kidney Institute, but probably not in the way you think. And definitely not the products most people are buying at their local store.
I'm Dr. Bismah Irfan, a physician on a mission to help you break free from symptom management and step into a life of thriving health. Together, we will uncover simple, powerful ways to prevent disease, restore energy, and take control of your health naturally. If you're ready to stop managing illness and start building vitality, you are in the right place. Your prescription for vitality starts now.
So let me start with something that might blow your mind. Your kidneys have their own built-in cannabinoid system. Your body naturally produces cannabis like compounds called endocannabinoids, and your kidneys have specific receptors designed to respond to them. This system has been working since before you were born, helping you regulate kidney function, blood flow, and inflammation. The challenge is understanding when supporting this system helps and when it hurts. Because in certain situations, particularly with diabetes and metabolic disease, this system can go into overdrive and actually accelerate kidney damage. Let me break down what's really happening. Your body makes two main endocannabinoids. Think of them as your natural homegrown cannabis molecules. These interact with two types of receptors in your kidneys, CB1 and CB2. CB1 is a main player here where things get a little complex. When CB1 receptors become overactive, which happens in diabetes, prediabetes, obesity, and metabolic syndrome, they start driving the very process that damages kidneys: scar tissue formation, protein leaking into urine, and progressive loss of function. Multiple studies have shown that CB1 receptor overactivity directly contributes to diabetic kidney disease. In animal models, blocking these CB1 receptors actually stopped or reversed kidney damage. So we know there is a direct cause and effect relationship between CB1 activation and kidney injury in metabolic conditions. Now here's where it gets interesting. CBD cannabidiol from hemp works differently from THC from marijuana. THC directly activates those CB1 receptors we are worried about. CBD, on the other hand, works more indirectly. It doesn't bind too strongly to CB1. Instead, it influences the endocannabinoid system by slowing down the breakdown of your body's own endocannabinoids, allowing them to work longer. It also interacts with CB2 receptors and other pathways that can reduce inflammation, support the immune system, and calm overactive stress responses. And the research on CBD for certain conditions is genuinely impressive. Anxiety, specific types of epilepsy, systemic inflammation, sleep disorders. CBD is non-psychoactive, federally legal when derived from hemp, and for many people, it can be remarkably helpful. I'm not dismissing CBD. In fact, I use carefully selected pharmaceutical-grade hemp extracts with specific patients in my practice. And this is crucial. Context is everything. The person matters. Their metabolic state matters. The quality of the product matters. And the dosing and formulation matter enormously. Here's my concern with CBD boom. Most people with kidney disease or diabetes are walking into stores or ordering online, buying products that range from completely mislabeled to outright contaminated, and taking them without any understanding of their individual endocannabinoid status or metabolic state. If your CB1 receptors are already overactive due to diabetes or metabolic syndrome, even indirectly enhancing endocannabinoid activity could potentially worsen the underlying problem, especially if you're using poor quality products with unknown cannabinoid profiles. Let me share what I've observed. I had a patient, a male, early 60s, stage 3 kidney disease with diabetes, who came to me already using a popular CBD oil he had bought online. His kidney function was declining, sitting around maybe 48. When we tested the product he was using, it didn't match the label. It contained trace heavy metals and had more THC than advertised. We stopped it immediately. Instead, we used a completely different approach. We addressed his gut dysbiosis, optimized his blood sugar control, reduced his toxic burden, and implemented targeted nutrition. His kidney function improved to 57% over 8 months without any CBD. Now, probably the poor quality of the CBD was the cause of his decline. I'm not saying that. On the other hand, the important thing is that I've had patients where high quality, properly dosed hemp extract has been part of a successful protocol, particularly for managing chronic pain and inflammation that was preventing them from sleeping or exercising, which were essential for their kidney health. The difference? Careful patient selection, pharmaceutical grade products with verified testing, proper dosing, and close monitoring. So, what's the difference between the CBD I might use and what most people buy? Let me be specific. The hemp extracts I work with come from organically grown hemp, use low temperature extraction methods that preserve the full spectrum of beneficial compounds, and are manufactured in a GMP certified facility. And most importantly, it undergoes rigorous third party testing for potency, purity, and contaminants. Every batch has a certificate of analysis showing exactly what is in it, and verification that it's free from heavy metals, pesticides, solvents, and microbial contamination. Compare that to the average CBD product on the market. Independent testing has repeatedly shown that many don't contain what they claim. Some have far less CBD than advertised. Others contain concerning levels of heavy metals or pesticides, particularly dangerous for kidneys. Some products labeled THC free actually contain significant THC. The quality crisis in this industry is real, and if you have kidney concerns, using contaminated or mislabeled products could genuinely harm you. There's also the synthetic cannabinoid issue we need to address. Products like K2 or Spice synthetic versions are associated with dramatically higher risk of acute kidney injury. We are talking about young, otherwise healthy people ending up in emergency rooms with sudden kidney failure. These are dangerous, full stop. If you or anyone you know is using synthetic cannabinoids, stop immediately. Now, I know what some of you would be thinking, but Dr. Bismah, if you are using CBD because it's anti-inflammatory and you always talk about how inflammation damages kidneys, and you're right that chronic inflammation is harmful, but inflammation in your joints doesn't work the same way as inflammatory pathways in kidney tissue. The endocannabinoid system's role in your kidneys is highly context dependent. Sometimes that reduces general inflammation might still affect kidney specific pathways differently, especially if you have metabolic dysfunction where CB1 signaling is already problematic. Here's my approach. CBD and hemp extracts can absolutely be part of a comprehensive kidney health protocol for the right person, with the right product at the right dose and with proper monitoring. But it's not first line intervention. It's not something I reach for before addressing the fundamentals: blood sugar control, gut health, nutrition, toxin exposure, stress management, sleep optimization. And it's certainly not something I recommend people self-prescribe with random products from the internet. The fundamentals of supporting your endocannabinoid system and naturally are actually more powerful than most people realize. Omega-3 fatty acids help regulate endocannabinoid production. Regular exercise modulates CB1 receptor activity in beneficial ways. Managing chronic stress, healing your gut, and reducing inflammatory foods all help normalize your endocannabinoid tone without introducing external cannabinoids that might throw things off balance. For pharmaceutical development, researchers are working on targeted CB1 receptor blockers specifically for kidney disease. Precise medication designed to turn down overactive CB1 signaling in kidney tissue without affecting other systems. These aren't available yet, but early research is promising. So where does this leave you practically? If you're considering CBD or already using it and you have any kidney concerns, diagnosed kidney disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, metabolic issues, here's what I want you to do. First, don't just grab any product off the shelf. If you're going to use hemp extracts, quality is non-negotiable. Look for organic sourcing, third-party testing with viewable certificates of analysis, GMP certified manufacturing, and ideally work with a physician who understands both CBD and kidney health. Second, understand that CBD is a tool, not a cure-all. It might have a place in a comprehensive protocol, but it's not a substitute for addressing root causes. If your blood sugar is uncontrolled, your gut is inflamed, you're not sleeping, and you're not eating or you're eating processed food daily, CBD isn't going to save your kidneys. Third, recognize that what works for your friend with arthritis might not be the right for you with kidney disease and diabetes. This is personalized medicine. Your endocannabinoid system, your metabolic state, your kidney function, they're all unique to you. If you're interested in learning more about hemp extracts that actually meet quality standards, along with all the other supplements and interventions that have solid evidence for kidney health, join our kidney wellness community. This is where we share vetted recommendations, discuss the latest research, and help you navigate what's actually safe and effective for kidney protection. We cut through the marketing hype and focus on quality and science. You can join at drbismah.com. The bottom line is this. Your kidneys have a sophisticated cannabis signaling system that can either protect or damage these vital organs depending on how it's activated, your metabolic state, and what else is happening in your body. Hemp extracts and CBD can play a role in kidney health for certain people, but when it's high quality, properly dosed, and used as part of a comprehensive approach, not as a stand-alone solution grabbed from a random website. We are learning more every day. The research is evolving rapidly, and I'm excited about the potential for targeted therapies that modulate the system in beneficial ways. But right now, if you're serious about protecting your kidneys, my recommendation is to focus first on the interventions we know work: nutrition, metabolic health, gut healing, toxin avoidance, and if hemp extracts have a place, bring them in thoughtfully with professional guidance and pharmaceutical grade quality. And if you want truly personalized guidance, a deep dive into whether hemp extracts might benefit your specific situation, along with comprehensive root cause analysis, we offer consultations at Kidney Institute, where we look at your unique biochemistry and create protocols tailored specially for you. Bye now.
Thanks for tuning into the Wellness Focus with Dr. Bismah, where we are rewriting the rules of health and giving you the tools to thrive. If this episode spoke to you, please subscribe and share it with someone who's ready to take control of their well-being. Also, please consider leaving a review. It really helps people find the podcast. For more expert insights and resources, follow me at drbismah.com. Your health, your power, your vitality. It starts with you. See you next time.